Today I'm be going over these 3 trippy effects that you could do inside of After Effects. No plugins, no presets whatsoever. We're only going to be using the built-in effects from After Effects to do this. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Go ahead, hit that red button, hit that like button. All it does is help YouTube push my videos out to other editors and other content creators like yourself, so it helps my channel grow. Free support. Go ahead, hit the like button down below. With that being said, let's hop straight into After Effects. The first thing we want to do is we want to rotoscope the subject out from the background. So we're going to double click on that layer. We're going to go up to our rotor brush tool right here, and we're going to rotoscope our subject out from the background. So we're just going to do an outline around him. As you guys can see, they didn't get his head complete, so we're just going to go ahead and add more. If you guys want to remove something from a rotor brush just like this, you go ahead, press Alt for PC users. For Mac users, I believe it's Option. And then I'm gonna go ahead and make a red line around where I don't want the rotor brush. Just like that, it removes it. If you press Control, you can make the area bigger or smaller for the roto. Since we need to take out that little piece next to his hair, we're gonna make it small. We're gonna press Alt and we're gonna go ahead and remove that as well. Go ahead and remove a little bit more, just like that. If you guys want a full in-depth tutorial on how to rotoscope inside of After Effects, I'll leave it down in the description down below. Make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. Now that we have a pretty good rotoscope, we're gonna go ahead and press play on this preview. And what this is going to do is it's going to go frame by frame for us, and it's going to rotoscope each frame. And as you guys can see, After Effects did a pretty good job by itself doing that rotoscope for us. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and press freeze and let After Effects freeze each frame for us in place so it doesn't mess up in the future. I want to go ahead and close out that layer. Now when we play back, as you guys can see, we rotoscope Tekka out from the background. The edges are a little bit hard, so we're going to go ahead and mess with our feather. That shift edge too, we want to also bring that down a bit. Let's bring that down to -20. And we play it back, it's a little bit smoother around the edges. Now what we want to do is we want to make a duplicate, so Control D. We're going to go to our bottom layer and we're going to remove the rotor from that layer. Now the bottom layer is going to be just the background, and the top is going to be just little Tekka rotor brush. Now in that bottom layer, we're going to go ahead to our effects and presets. First thing we're going to search up is turbulent displace. Go ahead and throw that on top. And as you guys can see, it already starts getting wavy in the background. If you bring this amount up, it gets more wavy. If you bring it down, it's less, goes back to normal. You guys could go ahead and mess around with the displacement as well. They all have a different type waviness to them. This is turbulent smoother. We got horizontal displacement. As you guys can see, it moves on the horizontal line. We got vertical displacement, it moves up and down as well. It's pretty cool. So you guys go ahead and mess around with that. For tutorial's sake, we're gonna be using turbulent. Let's go ahead and bring that amount back up to 50. For the first frame, we're gonna go ahead and keyframe the amount to 0. We're gonna go about halfway. We want to bring that amount to 150. Then we're gonna go to the end and bring it back down to 0. Now if we press U on our keyboards, we can see the keyframes. And what we want to do is we want to select all the keyframes that we did. F9 easy ease, so it's a little bit more smoother animation. Now we play it back. As you guys can see, it goes into wavy and it goes back out pretty far. That's a simple one that we could do. Now let's go ahead and add some more sauce to it. We're gonna go back to our effects and presets. Let's go ahead and throw on optics compensation on top. If we go ahead and mess with this field of view, let's go ahead and check off reverse lens distortion. So if we go ahead and mess with it, as you guys can see, it stretches out, which it looks very fire. So just like before, we're gonna go to the beginning. Let's go about 3 frames in. 1, 2, 3. Let's keyframe that amount to 0. Then we're gonna go a little bit past halfway. Go ahead and crank that amount up. Crank it to whatever looks best for you guys. I'll put it to like 110. And then we're gonna go to the end. I'm gonna bring that back down to 0. I'm gonna press U again so we can see those keyframes, highlight them. F9, easy E, smoother animation. And now when we play it back, we have something like this. Super clean, very fire. And to add some more to this, if you guys like that LSD trippy type look, we're gonna go ahead, search up hue and saturation. And if we mess with this master hue right here, as you guys can see, the colors change crazy. So the process is gonna be kind of the same. We're gonna go ahead and keyframe the channel range at 0. We're gonna go about halfway. Let's go ahead and crank that up. Go back to the end. Bring that back down to 0. Now when we play it back, we have an effect like this. Super trippy, super LSD type vibes. If you guys are enjoying this content, don't forget to hit subscribe button. If you haven't already, come on, be a part of the family. I check my analytics. About 80% of you guys aren't subscribed. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button, be a part of Sacredtakes team. I know you guys want to. Hit that like button if you haven't. And yeah, guys, support the channel. It's free. So far I showed you guys about 3 different effects that you guys could throw onto this one effect. I think to top this off, we're gonna go ahead and delete hue and saturation because I don't want it for this effect. We're gonna go back to our effects and presets, search up transform, and now we're gonna keyframe the position. the scale, and the rotation. We're gonna go about halfway, a little bit past it, so the keyframes aren't lined up complete together. Let's go ahead and scale this up a bit. Go ahead and mess around with the rotation. As you guys can see, there's these black borders. Don't worry, we're gonna fix it. Do a full like 360. Let's also go ahead and crank up that scale. Let's go to the end. Let's bring that scale back to 100. Bring that rotation back to 0. Now when we play it back, as you guys can see, we have something like this, but we have the black borders around. Don't worry, that's a quick, easy fix. We're gonna go back to our effects and presets. Switch our motion tile. Go ahead, throw that on top. Want to bring that motion tile above the transform for this to work. And then we're going to bring the output width. Let's bring it to 200. The output height to 200 as well. As you guys can see, the borders are now covered. And now when we play it back, we got something like this. Super fire. These edges are a little bit hard, so to blend it in a little bit more, I'm going to go ahead and search up Gaussian blur. Let's go ahead and throw that on top. Go ahead and keeping the blurriness at 0 at the beginning. We're going to go about halfway. Bring that blurriness up to like 50. At the end, we bring it back down to 0. That's also, guys, let's go to our transform, press U so we can see those keyframes again. Let's highlight all of them, F9, make them smooth. And now when we play it back, we have something like this. Super fire effect. And that's the end of this tutorial, guys. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Come be a part of Sacredtakes team. Like I said before, about 80% of you who watch aren't subscribed. So go ahead, take your time right now, hit the subscribe button. It takes like 2 seconds. Hit that like button, and it helps keep me motivated to keep dropping content for you guys. With that being said, catch you guys in the next tutorial. Peace.